Welcome to another episode of Lima Shenanigans 1977. It's either Wednesday or Saturday night, and you know what that means. It is time for your All Elite Wrestling Event Center report. And now here is the man to give you that report. He is All Elite, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977 AEW Dynamite Event Center from the 15th of January 2025, and it's Maximum Carnage 2025. It was told Carnage as well. A little bit of an announcement, a little bit of an update, and I figured I usually don't do work updates, job updates, something like that. But due to the slow business that we had at the mall as of late, we lost hours and budgeting hours. Our company, the company I work for, does. So they had to cut hours down. So my boss and I kind of, we discussed a little bit about what to do, and he proposed that I only sacrifice one day. So starting next week, I'll be working just Monday through Friday, 7 to 11 in the morning. And because, everything is slow and because of the winter hours, that's fine. Because it usually doesn't last long. Because I usually go, I think once spring and summer, I go back to 6 days, But, so for now, it will be Monday through Friday. And so that means I'll have Saturdays off. So that means I could have time to get Shenanigans Arcade, try to put it back on Saturdays. Really excited because I can get up early and do my Card Sharks video, and then I can go do Saturdays. So I can have the rest of the day with videos. I can just do Card Sharks, and then Sharks and Sue Saturdays, and then possibly do a video on Saturdays now. Or I can start reorganizing this room a little bit too. And so for now, because of the winter hours and all that, and usually things don't happen during the winter. I only work Monday through Friday on the inside, 7 to 11, which is good. I'm working on the inside. Don't have to worry about shoveling snow. Don't have to worry about any of this crap. If it snows on Saturday, and it's like, I don't have to worry about being called in because I'm everything. But that starts next week. All right. So this weekend will be the final weekend. Final Saturday I work. So, I'm kind of hoping that decisions are being made that are right and all that, and I don't want it because. But I do have to admit, though, for one thing and one thing only, that ever since the pandemic, my workplace has not been the same. We had people retiring, quitting, and all this good stuff and everything else, and it kind of, we had many personnel changes over these past 5 years, and now this happens, and I could get easily upset, but you know what? It was expected to happen sometime at some point, So I wouldn't worry about that though. So I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm just gonna, I rarely even shop anymore anywhere. Even if I pull some money out, I don't need a whole lot of it. Just I just try to get the necessities of food and everything else in between. Gas if needed, gas if needed, and if I wanted to get something, I'll just get, $50, $100, the last thing I, spent on like over, about $100 or over was a Netflix gift card, so I can watch Monday Night Raw. So that was like towards the end of the year, basically, or the beginning of the year. So that was at the beginning of the year when. Everything happened, the norovirus and crap like that, but I'll be all right. So, but enough of that crap. It's like 4 minutes in, and I'm already talking about serious life stuff, but I'm here to entertain, and that's my purpose. And we'll talk about the AEW Dynamite Maximum Carnage 2005 Event Center. That's what I'm going to do. And Kenny Omega making his in-ring return against the Machine Brian Cage, who's sporting a full beard, no longer the crazy Wolverine sideburns he had, or Lash LaRue type sideburns. There's a name you haven't heard in a while, Lash LaRue. What is he doing nowadays? I know what Bull Buchanan's doing nowadays. He's a sheriff in Georgia. That's right. He's a sheriff. A deputy sheriff in Georgia. How do you get training with the big boss man in Cobb County, Georgia? All right. Anyways, of course, Don Callis, because Brian Cage is a member of the Don Callis family, joins on commentary. And then him and Lance Archer get involved during the matchup. And freaking Don Callis is beating up on Jon Moxley. What the heck, right? And then Omega won the match with the one-winged angel. How do you get the big man up in that? Is beyond me. And then Lance Archer and Kyle Fletcher joins in on the attack after the matchup. Then Will Ospreay helps out Omega. And then while Will Ospreay's kind of like arguing with Kenny Omega, saying, I don't need your help or anything like that, Will Ospreay gets taken out by Kyle Fletcher. And here comes Konosuke Takeshita holding up the international title, getting into Omega's face. They started brawling. They started brawling. And then in the end, both Ospreay and Omega got laid out. They got a lot to think about. They're going to need to get together and say, hey, enough. Enough of the argument. Don Callis wants to get rid of both of us. We got to make sure we stand our ground. They need to get along. MVP addresses getting back in the ring. Well, next will be the trios matchup against a trios matchup against Mark Briscoe and the AEW Tag Team Champions Private Party. And then there's a New York Minute with the Alerting Tree. That's Chris Jericho, Brian Keith, and Big Bill, a.k.a. Mo, Larry, and Curly. That's what they call them. They're teaming up with the Death Riders in a 12-man tag. I think it's Pac, Yuta, Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli. Wheeler Yuta, a.k.a. Quantum Ranger on crack. Going up against Rated FTR, the Outrunners, and I think someone else. Powerhouse Hobbs. But I don't know Powerhouse Hobbs. I'll get a little bit more on that situation. Getting ahead of myself here. So, then Ricochet tries to address the Cincinnati crowd because it took place in Cincinnati. Of course, they gave him the New Day Dominic Mysterio treatment of booing Ricochet. That's what Ricochet got. And then Swerve's music hits. Prince Nana nails Ricochet in the back with a chair. Swerve Strickland's got a chain. Chases Ricochet out of the ring and out of the arena into the snow. And they get snow big time in Cincinnati. I know Ohio, they probably got a lot of snow. Kevin Henry's okay. And then the day in the life of the CEO, as she made an appearance on the Sherry Shepherd show, showing off the belts that she won. She defeated Mina Shirakawa to become the undisputed Rev Pro British Women's Championship. And Mina Shirakawa says she's not done with her yet. Jeff Jarrett addresses the trios matchup. Mark Briscoe and Private Party went up against the Hurt Syndicate. That's Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP, who started it, and the Hurt Syndicate won that matchup. Jeff Jarrett addresses the Cincinnati crowd, and he's about to address MJF. MJF comes out and interrupts him. That Beavis-looking butthead, starts running his mouth, and he starts talking about rehab when Jeff Jarrett was drunk, and talking about he's calling Karen Jarrett a MILF. I'm like, okay, yeah, Karen Jarrett is gorgeous, but MJF, right? And Jeff Jarrett just sitting there, just standing there going, yeah, you can try to do all this, but it's something I haven't heard before. And then it got to the point where MJF decided, well, he decided to invoke Owen Hart's name into the conversation, and then he thinks that Jeff Jarrett's leeching off him or something like that, which is really, really bad. Jeff Jarrett starts brawling with him, security, and one of the security members is OVW star Certified Luke Curtis. That's right, who is engaged to one of AEW's lovely ladies, Layla Gray, and he was one of the people that tried to break up the fight, and then Karen Jarrett came in, and then MJF grabbed Karen Jarrett and decided to take off like a coward. What the heck, MJF? You Beavis-looking, butt-headed slapnut. That's what you are. He's a Beavis-looking, butt-headed slapnut. That's MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. And Jeff Jarrett did get back at him though, saying, "Oh, you're a Canadian old lady's doing 10 wrestlers." And I'm like, "Wow." I was like, MJF's dating Alicia too. Come on now, But I don't think And I think Jeff Jarrett and Alicia. I want to know how Alicia was reacted. I want to see how she just reacted to what Jeff Jarrett said about her. So, let's see. I'm gonna go on X for just a second here. So, let's see if I can find her. Let's see what she has to say. And why are all MJF's haters obsessed with me? That's what she said this an hour ago. And are you Canadian? I thought you was. Uh-oh. Anyway, I'm not going to address that. But, however, so security even Karen Jarrett. Now, Hook went on one-on-one with Christian Cage, and during the match of Katsuyori Shibata, notices that, Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne and Mother Wayne will try to get involved. So he tells him, hey, back it up. And then Christian Cage attacks him. But then, when Hook got him in the Red Rum, Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne attacked him, ending the match of giving Hook the win by disqualification. And as they're about to attack Hook a little bit more, and they knocked out Katsuyori Shibata, Taz was about a couple steps away from going into that ring and taking care of business himself. But then here comes Samoa Joe, who I have not seen in months, make his return and beat the snot out of every member of the patriarchy. And Taz goes, I love it when a plan comes together. Is this going to be a new Team Taz that we're talking here? So, Jay White, Daniel Garcia, and Undisputed Kingdom were addressing the gauntlet match. And it seems like to me now, I think they're focused on the TNT title held by Daniel Garcia. He says, you want the title? We come get it. And I think Kyle O'Reilly wants a shot at the TNT title. Maybe Adam Cole wants it too. Who knows? And then Renee Paquette interviewed Jeff Jarrett, and then Dustin Rhodes interrupts Jarrett, motivating him. He said, listen, I've known you for a long time. We're the last of our kind. Teach MJF a lesson. MJF does not know what we've been through. And you know what? Dustin Rhodes is correct. And I respect Dustin Rhodes, and I respect Jeff Jarrett. Two good dudes, old school dudes. And if MJF disrespects them, I hope both of them or one of them will slap his face in the middle of next week. That way Alicia Toot won't even recognize him. He'd be like, well, who recognized me? I'll be over there with no face. Anyways. Then we had the Women's Casino Gauntlet match. It was Mariah May joins on commentary for the match where she was trying to flirt with Taz. But Taz says, listen, I'm retired. I'm a happy man, retired. And the first two to enter was Chris Statlander and Jamie Hayter. They went at it. And then the third participant, unexpectedly, Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne was a former OVW Women's Champion while she was there, and she's now making her mark in stardom. And now she ended up in this Casino Gauntlet match. Rumor has it she may sign on with AEW. I don't know. And then Julia Hart followed as number 4. Willow Nightingale, number 5. Now, the winner of this Casino Gauntlet matchup will face Mariah May at Dynamite Grand Slam in Australia, February 5th. And I think it was February 5th, I think. Or February 2nd. I forget when. And it's in February, then I know for sure. Then number 6, it was Toni Storm. And then the number 7, the last woman to enter, was Harley Cameron. And Harley Cameron was held her on until Julia Hart misted her in the face. And then Julia Hart tried to take advantage, and then Jamie Hayter took advantage, but Toni Storm took advantage and ended up scooping up Jamie Hayter for the pin. And Toni Storm has won the matchup, so she'll face Mariah May for the AEW Women's title at Dynamite Grand Slam in Australia, in her home country. I hope the former Timeless one wins it. I don't care if it's Rocker or 30, 40, 50s movie star or an Outcast. She'll always be timeless, no matter what era she's in. Her mind's in. And then you get the AEW the AEW World Title, I should say. Jon Moxley defending against Powerhouse Hobbs, and Powerhouse Hobbs bit the earring off the ear of Jon Moxley. Pulled a little Mike Tyson, shall we say? Maria Shafir got involved during the matchup, and the Death Riders attacked Hobbs after the matchup, and they tried to injure his leg. Wait, if TR chases away, Death Riders was too late. The reason why I said I don't know, Powerhouse Hobbs maybe get replaced in the 12-man tag. Who knows for sure what's going to happen this Saturday on Collision. So, that's all the time we have on the show. Thank you for tuning in for another episode. 1961, 1961. What a year that was when Marge Maris hit 61 home runs in a season. But that record was broken by Mark McGwire in 1998. But, however, be that as it may, now we're 39 episodes away from the glorious number of 2,000 episodes of my YouTube show. So thank you for tuning in, folks. I will see you later. We got tomorrow, Press Your Luck, Big Bucks, No Whammies, and Rant and Rave, and TNA. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you later. Until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doing for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.